Guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about our recent move and where we are, where we're staying, just overall how it's been. So I'll just hop right into it. So my fiance and I and our two pets, cat, his name is Casper, and our dog, Duncan. We decided to move in about mid-October. We lived in the Springfield, Massachusetts area, and we had been talking about moving at the end of our lease, and our lease didn't end until January, so this month. And we decided mid-October that in 2 weeks we were going to move. We were going to pick up everything we could fit in our cars, and we were going to drive to Tennessee, and that's where we were going to live. I think we both just really needed a new vibe of people to be around, just a new atmosphere in general. I was working as a pharmacy technician at a pharmacy, obviously, and I really did like my job, but the pay just wasn't worth it. I was going to transfer to the same company down in Tennessee, but I ended up getting a better job offer where I can actually work from home. So I now work from home where we are staying. When we moved, we really didn't have enough money saved up in order to be able to put a down payment down. We also wouldn't be able to prove our income because I was changing jobs and my fiance worked for a dealership, and with dealerships, they're essentially franchises, so you can't really transfer. And so he had to find a brand new dealership to work for because he really, really enjoys car sales. If anyone lives in Nashville, he works at Beeman, Buick, and GMC, so you should go and see him. His name is Chance Acosta. Just a little promo out there to him because he really does work so hard in order to provide for us, as so do I, but I work from home, so it's a little bit easier on me. I have better work hours. I take care of our pets. I try to keep the apartment clean that we're staying in, but basically we didn't have enough money to put down a down payment for an apartment. We also wouldn't have proof of income, so we decided to stay in an Airbnb. They offer long-term leasing, I guess, or not leasing, but like renting. And so we really have liked Nashville. We haven't really explored much, just because we've both really been working. We've been trying to pick ourselves up from the move, because it definitely wasn't an easy move, as you would guess. I'm assuming it was a 15-hour drive, but we decided to do it in 2 days because we do have two pets, and so it makes it a little bit difficult to try to keep them in the car for 15 hours at a time. Plus we were driving two separate vehicles, and we just wanted to take our time. We didn't want to rush. There was no reason to rush, so we decided to just take the 2 days. So we left, let me check. So we left October 30th of 2022. We drove down, we started driving, and I think our first stop where we stayed was in Pennsylvania. And then we slept overnight in a hotel. Then we started driving again. We drove until, I think we just right before the Tennessee border in Virginia. So we actually stopped in Virginia, but it was basically on the border of Tennessee. So we didn't really have that much driving left for the final day, which was November 30th, or November 1st. And so we got in our cars, we drove, we got here. We got here like maybe an hour and a half early, so we did have to wait until the Airbnb was ready. So we took everything that we could that would fit in our cars. We threw anything that we couldn't take with us, which was kind of a little sad just because We really had worked so hard to build build up the apartment that we were staying in originally. And we were leasing that in Massachusetts. It was a studio apartment, which just wasn't big enough for us and our 2 pets. So we really just needed to move somewhere else. And we were looking and we were looking, couldn't find anything. Massachusetts was super expensive. It also just, like, I'm not a fan of the snow. I've lived in Massachusetts my whole life. That's where I grew up. That's where I was born. And Chance, my fiance, was actually born in South Carolina. And because his dad's in the military, they moved a lot. And so one of the places that he actually ended up moving and was staying there for a long time was Florida. Florida is a place that I have wanted to live. It just feels like home. I don't really know if Tennessee feels like home yet. We've only been here for about 3 months-ish. Because in November when we got here, we actually got here on the 1st. Obviously, we were here. I started my work from home job in like a week after we got here. So I was doing that, but I had like a whole like training like class essentially that I had to be in. It was really long. And so we already had plans to go to Florida because my fiance's grandmother, it was her birthday and her retirement party, so we already had plans to go there. And before we moved, since it was such a sudden move, we already had plans to have Thanksgiving with our families. And looking back, I feel like, yes, it was so nice to spend Thanksgiving with our families, but I really would have wished that we had done Christmas instead. But it's already done, it's over with. We went for Thanksgiving. So mid-November, we actually flew out to Florida, and then we had to fly out to Massachusetts, and then from Massachusetts, we had to fly back after spending Thanksgiving with our families. And so we missed out on like a week and a half, 2 weeks of being here, but it was nice that we had an Airbnb that we could keep all of our stuff that we had brought with us here. So like we packed our pots and pans because those were super expensive, and we obviously wanted a really nice, or we wanted to keep the really nice things that we had invested our money into. We kept things like our silverware because those were super nice. We haven't used them here because the Airbnb provides everything that we need, but we have been using our pots and pans. We brought like just like sentimental things, like things that could fit in our car. So we didn't bring any furniture, we didn't bring our bed, we didn't bring our bed frame, we didn't bring any dressers that we had or anything like that because we both have just small sedans. But yeah, that's pretty much the story of us moving from Massachusetts to Nashville, Tennessee. We did it, just kind of do it on a whim. And so it's definitely been something to adjust to because we don't know the people out here. We really like know nobody out here. My fiance does have one friend that he knows that lives out here, but other than that, we don't have any family. We don't know anybody here. We really haven't gone out. We both really don't party. We don't drink, nothing like that. So we pretty much go to work, come home. He plays video games. I clean the house. I relax, hang out with the pets. Just like, you know, everyday stuff. And so we are staying in an Airbnb right now. We really, really like this area, but where we live, the like complex that we live in is actually condos, and these condos are specifically made to have somebody buy them. Like they cost the price of a house. Somebody buys them and then they rent them out. So the owners are actually not allowed to stay in this building or on the premises. So we really, really like where we stay. And so when we're looking for new Airbnbs, we found one that's actually in the next building over that we really want to rent. So we fully rent that out until probably the end of June, maybe July. Just so that we can, you know, continue to rebuild from our move and get down payment money because we want to rent a house. We don't want to like rent an apartment building because it's about the same price for a house anyways. And we do have 2 pets. The cat and the dog don't really get along, so we keep them separated. And so we really just want like a room for our cat, but my fiance also wants a game room. I do also work from home, so it'll be nice to kind of have my own space and be able to do that while he plays his video games. But what it's been like moving, it's been a little bit weird. Not in the sense that like I don't live at home anymore, because I haven't lived at home since I was about 18, and I'll be 22 in in a little less than 2 weeks. So it's not like me not living at home is the difficult part, I guess. I feel like the most difficult part of the whole move is just that we're so far away from family and we haven't really explored much, so we don't know like whether or not this is gonna be, well, we both have decided this is not going to be our forever home. We really like the vibe of the people, like the southern vibe. Everybody seems to be really nice and everything, but it just doesn't feel like home. I feel like anytime we go out, we just feel really out of place. We're not from an amazing area in Massachusetts, so we just feel out of place. And I feel like Florida would be a better fit. We also want to, I want to try to live in Texas. I've wanted to try to live in Utah, even though I know Utah gets a lot of snow and I don't really like the snow. It's only snowed once since we've lived here, and that was like right before Christmas. But like I said earlier, we didn't get to spend Christmas with our family, which kind of really sucked. We also didn't really celebrate Christmas. I made us like a really nice dinner. My fiance made us a really nice breakfast, but we didn't. That's also our engagement anniversary. We have been engaged for 2 years now. Proposed to me on December 25th of 2020, and that was about 8 months after we had met and started dating. So we did take it very, very fast, but I don't regret any of it. We really enjoy spending time with each other. We've literally been with each other since the day we met. And I can do a story time on how we met too, because that was interesting. But I don't hate Tennessee by any means. I really, really love it. Everybody's super nice. But I just feel like it doesn't feel like home. Like you just have that feeling when you like go back to where you like used to live. Like it just feels like home. But I really don't like the snow, which is one of the main reasons why we moved out of Massachusetts, is because we both really don't like the snow. I want to live somewhere warmer. Tennessee also has a lot of thunderstorms compared to Massachusetts. I know that Florida also has a lot of thunderstorms. It's actually, I think, the top place in the United States that gets thunderstorms. But I don't know, I feel like Florida's just home. My fiance has family that lives there. My dad lives in Florida. It just feels like home. But Tennessee's been really nice. It is warmer than Massachusetts. Today, though, it is 39 degrees. But in Massachusetts, it's 34. So, and it looks like it's going to snow there. And like tomorrow it's supposed to be 51, and on Tuesday it's supposed to be 65. So much better than Massachusetts weather. But yeah, that's pretty much our story of us moving and where we stay and how it's just been overall. Mentally, like my little sister, she lives in Florida, and so for Christmas and like the summertime, she goes up to Massachusetts to visit my parents who live there. Well, my mom and my stepdad who live there. And so not seeing her for Christmas was very, very hard, because we did go through a time in our life where we didn't see each other for like 4 or 5, maybe even 7 years. Like, we did not see each other because of family issues, and so like we were still like close. Like, it wasn't anything between us, but like that sucked not being able to see her for the first time in like 2 to 3 years on Christmas, which was hard, but I made that decision to move, so it's on me for not being able to see her. And of course we would have gone, but my fiance doesn't get time off being a brand new salesperson. You have to work with the company for a certain amount of time before you get any time off or paid time off. And you can't just like request a week off and be like, all right, see you later, deuces. So, and I had just started a new job. My benefits started immediately, but it still made it difficult because I had already taken time off and I didn't get the full amount that I would because I started in November. So yeah, that's the story of how of us moving and how it has gone and how I feel about it. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you do, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I think my next video is probably going to be maybe a day in the life, like work edition. I won't be able to show you very much, but I'll be able to like show you when I'm on my break and stuff like that, just because for privacy reasons, and obviously I don't want to lose my job. So anyways, I hope you have a great day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.